Hello, everyone, and welcome to Learn English Through Stories. Today, I have a very interesting story for you. It is about money, habits, success, and life. But this is not just a story about becoming rich. It is a story about how one person changed the way he thought about money. For many years, I thought that rich people were simply lucky. I thought they had rich parents. I thought they had better jobs. I thought they knew something that I didn't know. Whenever I saw someone driving an expensive car, I thought, that person must have a lot of money. But one day my thinking changed. It happened when I met an old friend named Michael. Michael was not very different from me. He was not born into a rich family. He did not have a famous job. He lived in a normal house. But there was one big difference. Michael was very good with money. He knew how to earn it, save it, and use it wisely. One evening I asked him, "Michael, what is your secret?" He smiled and said, "There is no secret. I simply follow some rules." I asked, "What rules?" He said, "I follow 10 simple rules." I was curious, so I asked him to tell me those rules. And that conversation completely changed the way I looked at money. Today, I want to share those 10 rules with you. Rule number 1, spend less than you earn. Michael's first rule was very simple. Never spend more than you earn. I asked him, "But isn't it normal to buy nice things when you have money?" He said, "Of course, but you should know the difference between something you need and something you want." That sentence stayed in my mind. I realized that I often bought things simply because I wanted them. I bought clothes I didn't need. I ordered food when I already had food at home. I bought things online because they were on sale. The problem was that I was not becoming richer. I was simply spending more. So I started tracking my expenses. Every evening I wrote down what I had spent. After 1 month I was surprised. I discovered that small expenses were taking a large part of my money. That was my first lesson. Small expenses can become big expenses. Rule number 2, save money every month. The second rule was, pay yourself first. At first, I didn't understand. Michael explained, "When you receive your salary, don't spend everything and save what is left. Save first and then spend what is left." That was new for me. Before that, I used to think, I will save money at the end of the month. But at the end of every month, there was nothing left. So I changed my habit. Every month, as soon as I received my salary, I saved a small amount. It wasn't a huge amount, but I did it regularly. Slowly, my savings started growing, and something else happened. I became more confident. I knew that if something unexpected happened, I had some money saved. Rule number 3, don't buy things just to impress people. The third rule surprised me. Michael said, "Don't buy things just to impress other people." I looked at him and laughed, but then I thought about it. How many times had I bought something because I wanted people to notice me? A new phone, expensive clothes, an expensive watch. Sometimes I didn't even need these things. I just wanted other people to think I was successful. Michael told me, people who are financially successful don't need to prove their success every day. That was an important lesson. I learned that looking rich and being financially comfortable are 2 very different things. Rule number 4, learn new skills. The fourth rule was about learning. Michael said, "Your skills can increase your income." He believed that money was important, but skills were even more important, so he spent time learning. He read books. He watched educational videos. He learned about technology. He improved his communication skills. He learned how to manage people. He even learned how to speak better English. I asked him, "Why do you spend so much time learning?" He answered, "Because knowledge can create opportunities." That sentence changed my attitude toward learning. I started spending 1 hour every day learning something useful. Sometimes I learned about my job. Sometimes I learned about money. Sometimes I practiced English. After a few months, I noticed that I was becoming more confident. Rule number 5. Respect your time. The fifth rule was, respect your time. Michael told me money can come back, time cannot. I had never thought about it that way. I used to spend hours scrolling through social media. I watched videos without thinking. I wasted time on things that didn't help me. So I made a small change. Every morning, I wrote down 3 important things I wanted to finish that day. 3 things. Not 10, not 20, just 3 important tasks. This simple habit helped me become more productive. I started finishing my work earlier. I had more time to learn, and I had more time for my family. Rule number 6, set clear goals. The 6th rule was about goals. Michael asked me, "What do you want from your life?" I said, "I want to be successful." He smiled and asked, "What does success mean to you?" I didn't know what to say. That question made me think. I realized that saying, "I want to be successful," was not enough. I needed a clear goal. So I started writing down my goals. I wrote how much money I wanted to save. I wrote what skills I wanted to learn. I wrote where I wanted to be in 1 year. When I wrote my goals down, they suddenly felt real. I could see what I needed to do. A clear goal gives you a clear direction. Rule number 7, don't be afraid of mistakes. The 7th rule was something I really needed to hear. Michael said, "Don't be afraid of mistakes." I told him, "But mistakes can cost money." He said, "Yes, but some mistakes can also teach you valuable lessons." I thought about my past. I remembered many times when I had made bad decisions. Sometimes I felt embarrassed. Sometimes I felt angry with myself. But I realized that I could learn from those experiences. A mistake is not always the end. Sometimes it is a lesson. The important thing is not to repeat the same mistake again and again. Rule number 8. Avoid unnecessary debt. The 8th rule was about debt. Michael said, "Be careful when you borrow money." He explained that debt could become a heavy burden if you were not careful. He told me, "Before you borrow money, ask yourself one question. Do I really need this?" That question became very useful for me. Before buying something expensive, I started asking myself, do I need it? Can I afford it? Will this purchase help me or create a problem later? Sometimes the answer was no, and when the answer was no, I simply didn't buy it. Rule number 9, choose your friends carefully. The 9th rule was not directly about money. It was about people. Michael said, "Your environment can influence your future." He explained that the people around us can influence our thoughts, habits, and decisions. If we always spend time with people who complain, waste time, and never try to improve, we may start doing the same. But when we spend time with positive and hard-working people, we can become more motivated. So I started spending more time with people who inspired me, people who had goals, people who wanted to learn, people who encouraged me. I didn't stop talking to my old friends. I simply became more careful about the people whose habits I copied. Rule number 10, think long term. And finally, Michael told me the 10th rule. Think long term. He said, don't expect everything to change in 1 week. This was probably the most important lesson for me. I wanted quick results. I wanted more money immediately. I wanted success immediately. But Michael told me, real progress usually takes time. Saving a little money every month may not look impressive. Learning for 30 minutes every day may not feel important. Reading one book may not change your life immediately. But if you continue for years, these small actions can create a big difference. That is the power of consistency. 1 year later, I looked back at my life. I was not a millionaire. I did not have a huge house. I did not drive an expensive car. But something had changed. I had better habits. I had savings. I had new skills. I understood my money better. I respected my time. I had clear goals. And most importantly, I had changed my way of thinking. I finally understood something. Being rich is not only about having a lot of money, it is also about having control over your money, your time, your habits, and your decisions. You don't have to follow all 10 rules perfectly. Start with 1. Choose one small habit today, then continue tomorrow and the next day, because small habits repeated every day can create big changes in the future. And that's the end of today's story. This will help you improve your English listening, vocabulary, pronunciation, and speaking. Thank you for listening to Learn English Through Stories. I'll see you in the next story.